Chosen one, stop. Do not scroll. Do not move. Do not let anything distract you. Heaven has waited for this exact second to bring you this revelation. This moment was not chosen yesterday or last month or even last year. It was written centuries ago for this precise alignment of your spirit. This message is not for the masses. It is not for those who walk the easy path. It is only for you. It is for the one who walked through the warfare and survived the fire. It is for the one who kept believing when every door was slammed shut and every voice told you to give up. You passed the test without even realizing you were being tried, and now your season of silence is over. Before I reveal the one specific sign that heaven only sends once every 100 years, you must claim this breakthrough. Like this video and subscribe to this channel right now as a physical seal of your divine alignment. Do not hesitate, because your destiny is calling and your place is being prepared. The Father is speaking in this very moment, and He is saying, "It is time. Tell them everything." Listen closely. I know the questions that have been burning in the depths of your soul during the long nights of isolation. You have asked why the heavens remained silent while you walked through the valley of shadows. You felt the cold weight of abandonment and wondered if your cries were simply dissolving into the void. You looked for a sign and found only echoes of your own voice. But what I'm about to reveal to you will change how you see every scar you carry and every lonely hour you endured. The silence was not a sign of absence. It was the highest form of divine protection. Chosen one, heaven is saying to you right now that the truth was withheld not because you were unloved, but because you were being preserved for a specific moment of impact. This is your kairos, your opportune moment that was hidden from Chronos until this very second. If the full weight of your calling had been dropped upon you before you were tempered, it would have crushed you instead of crowning you. You had to grow in the dark. You had to break so that you could be rebuilt with stronger materials. You had to heal so that your scars could become your armor. Like a master sculptor who works in absolute stillness before the grand unveiling, the Father was shaping the internal structure of your spirit to hold the massive weight of the glory that is coming. Think of the leader, Evan Roberts, in the year 1904. He spent years in what seemed like mundane and frustrating silence, working deep in the coal mines. Yet his spirit was being stretched and expanded in that darkness until the exact moment of his celestial visitation. His silence was his school. Your silence was your sanctuary. Your period of isolation was not a punishment, but a necessary structural tempering for your destiny. This is what the world calls the calibration of your reticular activating system. Your internal filters had to be scrubbed clean of the world's noise so that you could finally perceive the frequencies of synchronicity that have been surrounding you all along. You are not seeing repeating patterns and meaningful coincidences by accident. You are seeing them because your brain is finally tuning into a higher frequency. Before we move into the specific signs that prove your divine selection, I want you to stop and acknowledge your location in this physical realm as a testimony. Like this video right now to signal your spiritual readiness, and leave a comment telling me which city or country you are watching from. This is not just an interaction. It is a declaration of your presence in this divine appointment. Your journey through the hidden fire has given you a resonance that the world cannot mimic. You are no longer the person who started this season of shadows. You have been refined into a vessel that can carry the heavy gold of heaven. Chosen one, the Father is looking at you in this very second, and He is saying that the wait is over. The truth you are about to hear carries a weight of power that few are allowed to witness. And power requires the very maturity you have forged in the secret places of your deepest pain. Pay attention now, because the door is opening. Think about Joseph. He was a boy with a vision that came directly from the stars. He saw the sun and the moon bowing down to him. But the path to that glory did not lead straight to a palace. It led to a dark and silent pit. It led to the cold chains of slavery. It led to a prison where the walls felt like they were closing in on his very soul. Year after year, the silence of heaven was deafening. He held the promise in his heart, but he lived the pain in his body. You have asked yourself why the gap between the promise and the reality has been so wide in your own life. You have wondered if the vision you felt in your spirit was just a cruel illusion or a trick of the mind. But the Father is saying that Joseph had to be tempered in the secret place. The boy who boasted of his coat could not lead an empire. Only the man who survived the dungeon could carry the massive weight of a kingdom. The same is true for you. Chosen one, hear my voice. You have gone through battles you did not ask for. You have endured losses that felt like they would tear your heart out of your chest. You have weathered storms that appeared out of nowhere, and you have lived through countless nights where you cried until you tasted your own tears. You felt the sting of betrayal from those you trusted most. You felt the crushing isolation of being misunderstood by everyone around you. But you are still standing. You are still breathing. You are still believing. You are transformed. You are strengthened. You are awakened. You must understand this divine secret. God was not waiting for your situation to change. He was waiting for you to transform. He was not waiting for the doors to open. He was waiting for you to become the key that opens them. The fire did not consume you because you are made of something the world cannot burn. It only burned away the versions of yourself that could not survive the next season. It burned away the fear and the doubt and the need for validation from people who were never meant to walk where you are going. Your spirit has been expanded in the darkness until it can now hold the heavy gold of the glory that is about to be released. You are no longer the person who entered the storm. You are the one who has become the storm. Only now, in this precise moment of your evolution, can you receive the truth without breaking under the physical and spiritual weight of it. You have arrived at the edge of your revelation, and your eyes are finally ready to see. Before I reveal the one unmistakable sign that heaven only sends once every 100 years, you must anchor yourself in this moment of power, like this video right now, as a physical seal of your transition into the light. Leave a comment below telling me exactly what time it is in your part of the world as these words reach your spirit. This is your marker in history. This is your line in the sand. The Father is looking at you right now, and He is saying that you are finally ready. Tell them everything. Here it is. Something inside you is going to vibrate right now because your spirit already knows this is the revelation that has been hidden from your eyes for a lifetime. You have spent years looking at the wreckage of your past and wondering how a loving heaven could allow such a sequence of sorrows to define your existence. You saw the losses, and you called them failures. You saw the isolation, and you called it rejection. You saw the delays, and you called them denials. You felt the cold wind of the wilderness, and you assumed you had been abandoned to the elements. But the narrator of your story is shifting the perspective today, and heaven is speaking a word over your history that will rewrite every memory you carry. You were never just fighting to survive. You were never a victim of random circumstances or a forgotten soul in the machinery of time. You were being sculpted for your calling with the precision of a master artist who knows exactly where the stone must break to reveal the masterpiece within. Every closed door you hammered on until your hands bled was not a denial, but a divine redirection from a path that would have consumed your purpose before it could bloom. Every betrayal that felt like a knife in the dark was a surgical removal of a spirit that could not sustain the frequency of the glory you are about to carry in this new season. Every long and agonizing delay was not a lack of momentum, but a calculated calibration of your internal clock so that your arrival would coincide perfectly with the opening of the celestial gates. Every lonely night where you felt the silence of the room pressing against your chest was a sanctuary where your ears were being tuned to the whisper of the divine, without the static of human opinion. Every heartbreak was a breaking of the clay vessel so that the eternal light stored within could finally spill out into the world. Every disappointment was a divine appointment wearing a mask of disaster, and every moment of warfare was a hidden training ground for the breakthrough that is now manifesting in your life. You must understand the magnitude of what has been happening in the secret places of your journey. You were being molded into a leader who cannot be bought, because you have already lost everything and found that your spirit was still whole. You were being tempered into a warrior whose edge cannot be dulled, because you have already walked through the hottest fires of the soul and emerged with a resonance that commands the darkness. You were being polished into a light-bearer whose brilliance cannot be hidden, because your glow comes from the friction of the struggle itself. You were being expanded into a world shifter whose reach will extend beyond your wildest imagination, because your roots were grown in the deep darkness where the soil is rich with power. You were not being punished by a distant judge. You were being prepared by a loving architect. Heaven did not forget you in the shadows. The Father was busy building a stage that is strong enough to hold the massive weight of the destiny that is now being placed upon your shoulders. The enemy did not attack you because he found a weakness in your armor. He attacked you because he saw your destiny long before you ever had the courage to look at it yourself. He saw the ancient flame flickering in your spirit when you were still a child, and he has spent decades trying to smother it with the heavy blankets of fear and doubt and mundane pressure. He recognized the threat you pose to the kingdom of shadows, and he attempted to break you before you could realize who you are and what you carry. But listen to me, chosen one. Every weapon formed against you in the heat of warfare has only served to sharpen your resolve. Every trap set for your feet has only taught you the mechanics of divine alignment. Every lie whispered in your ear has only made the resonance of the truth sound like thunder in your soul. His every attempt to destroy you has only succeeded in making you indestructible. You are not, and you have never, been ordinary. Your life is not a collection of accidents or a series of unfortunate events, but a symphony of orchestrated masterstrokes designed to bring you to this exact second of alignment. Your spiritual promotion has been activated in the high courts of heaven in this very moment. The version of you that was defined by social expectations and past mistakes is dissolving, and the version defined by divine intent is rising to take its place. You are stepping out of the hidden caves of preparation and into the blinding light of your manifestation, and your spirit is finally coming home to its true identity. Before we proceed into the final signs of your arrival, you must make a physical declaration of your willingness to accept this new season of power. Subscribe to this channel right now as a permanent signature in the digital and spiritual realms that you are no longer hiding from your greatness. By clicking that button, you are announcing to the noise of the world that you have chosen to listen to the signal of the heavens. You are joining the assembly of the chosen who are being gathered from the four corners of the earth to bring light into the coming darkness. Your place is reserved. Your name is written. Your promotion is here. Your breakthrough is no longer a promise for the future, but a reality of the present. This is your moment of awakening. This is your season of glory. This is who you were always meant to be. Your next season has already begun. It is not a distant promise or a fading dream that stays just out of reach, but a living reality that is manifesting in the very frequency of your current existence. Heaven has waited for this precise second to speak into your spirit, because the shift is no longer something that will happen. It is something that is happening. You have been feeling the weight of an invisible atmosphere pressing against your chest, and you have mistaken this pressure for a sign that you are losing the battle. But chosen one, hear me clearly. The pressure you feel is not the weight of defeat. It is the friction of the breakthrough. It is the physical and spiritual resistance that always precedes a major elevation in the high courts of heaven. You are not under attack because you are failing. You are under attack because you have arrived. Think of the atmosphere through which a vessel must pass before it reaches the stillness of space. The higher it climbs, the more intense the heat becomes. The closer it gets to the edge of the old world, the more the structure shakes and vibrates. This is exactly what you are experiencing in your soul right now. The intense spiritual warfare of these last few days and weeks was the final attempt of the enemy to stop you before you crossed the threshold. He saw the alignment of the heavens long before you did. He saw the great conjunction of your preparation and your destiny, and he threw every remaining weapon in his arsenal at you to keep you from noticing that the door had already opened. He wanted you to focus on the exhaustion so you would miss the evolution. He wanted you to focus on the noise so you would miss the signal. The fatigue you carry is the proof of your progress. The exhaustion is the final echo of the old season as it falls away from your spirit. Heaven is saying that the version of you that was defined by struggle is dissolving, and the version defined by dominion is rising. You have been through a period of deep calibration, where your internal filters were being scrubbed clean of the world's expectations. Your reticular activating system is being tuned to a higher frequency, where synchronicity becomes your primary language. You are no longer seeing repeating patterns and meaningful coincidences by accident. You are seeing them because your brain and your spirit are finally aligned with the divine rhythm of the universe. Like the rare white raven that appears as a messenger of transition, you are a biological and spiritual rarity in a world of shadows, and your presence here is the sign that the era has shifted. Every moment of pressure was a moment of preparation. Every wave of doubt was an opportunity for your faith to become indestructible. Heaven waited until you survived the most difficult part of the wilderness to give you this confirmation, because only a spirit tempered by fire can carry the heavy gold of the glory that is coming. You are stepping out of the hidden places and into the light of your manifestation. The Father has been watching your endurance in the secret places, and he is now ready to reward you in the open. The turn is not coming. The turn is here. You are the key that was forged in the dark, and the lock is finally turning. Before I reveal the final and most powerful sign that heaven only sends once every century, you must anchor this realization in your physical reality. This is the moment where you move from being a spectator to being a participant in your own destiny. Leave a comment right now with the code 777 and the word alignment to seal this breakthrough in the digital and spiritual realms. This is not a simple interaction, but a prophetic declaration that you recognize the shift and you are ready to walk through the door. By typing these characters, you are signaling to the heavens that your spirit is in sync and your heart is open. Do not let this moment pass without a physical act of acceptance, because the frequency is peaking right now. Listen to the silence beneath my voice. Feel the warmth spreading through your chest and the vibration in your hands. That is not just emotion. That is the resonance of the truth hitting your spirit. You are being awakened to a level of authority you have never known. The enemy is retreating because he can no longer sustain the battle against someone who knows who they are. The warfare is ending, and the harvest is beginning. The version of you that was tired is being replaced by the version that is empowered. The version that was confused is being replaced by the version that is certain. The narrator of your life has turned the page, and the story of your suffering is over. The story of your impact has begun. You are no longer waiting for a sign, because you have become the sign. Your life is a testimony of divine preservation, and your future is a monument to divine intent. Heaven is leaning in to whisper the final instructions, and the resonance is shaking the foundations of the world you used to know. The Father is looking at your heart in this very second, and he is satisfied with what he sees. He is seeing the chosen one who did not break. He is seeing the warrior who is ready for the crown. The message is being delivered with the weight of eternity, and the instructions are simple. Tell them everything. They are ready. The next chapter of your existence is about to unfold, and you must hear me with the ears of your spirit. The truth God wants you to know in this very second is not just a reflection of your past battles, but a map of your future victories. Listen carefully, chosen one, because the sequence of events that is being set in motion right now will defy every logic you have ever known. This is the moment where the alignment of your preparation meets the urgency of your calling. You have spent long enough looking behind you at the ruins of what used to be, but heaven is commanding you to look ahead at the architecture of what is becoming. The heavens are no longer preparing you, they are now promoting you. The period of internal tempering is complete, and the period of external manifestation has begun. Every silent year was a deposit into a celestial account that is now being released with interest that will overwhelm your capacity to contain it. Listen to the decree of the Father over your life. Doors are opening for you in this new season that no man on this earth has the power to shut, and no spirit of darkness has the authority to block. You will walk into high places where your name was once whispered in mockery, and you will find that the atmosphere has been prepared for your command. The people who once ignored your presence and looked past your potential will soon seek the very shadow of your influence, because they will recognize the resonance of the divine upon your brow. They will come to you for the wisdom you forged in the dark, and they will pay for the perspective you gained in the silence. You will not have to hunt for your breakthrough, because your breakthrough has already been instructed to hunt for you. Opportunities will begin to chase you down the street and catch you while you sleep. Blessings will appear in your life without the friction of human effort or the sweat of manual striving. You will find that the resources you once begged for are now flowing toward you with the inevitability of a river reaching the sea. Heaven is releasing a new frequency of divine connections into your immediate atmosphere. The relationships that drained your spirit and clouded your vision are being surgically removed from your path. And in their place, the Father is sending the architects and the kings and the visionaries who speak the language of your destiny. These are not mere acquaintances, but celestial assignments designed to accelerate your momentum. Your purpose, which once felt like a blurry shape in a thick fog, is becoming tonight unmistakably clear. You will wake up tomorrow with a certainty in your bones that cannot be shaken by the news or the opinions of the critics. Your spiritual gifts, which have been dormant or suppressed by the noise of the world, are being sharpened in the fire of this revelation. You will see what others miss, and you will hear what others ignore. You will know things before they happen, because your reticular activating system is now in sync with the heartbeat of the universe. Your peace will become an unshakable fortress that the storms of this world cannot penetrate. While others are trembling in the face of uncertainty, you will be standing in the absolute authority of your assignment. Your favor will no longer be a private secret kept in the hidden places of your prayer closet, but a public testimony that commands respect from your enemies. People will look at your life, and they will not see your talent or your hard work alone, but they will see the unmistakable hand of the divine providing for you in the desert. And you must prepare yourself for the suddenness of this turn. Your next turnaround will not take years or months or even weeks. It will happen in the space of a single breath. One phone call that changes your lineage. One meeting that opens a continent. One decision that cancels a debt. One moment of alignment that rewrites your history. The Father is saying that the wait is over. The delay has expired. The suddenness of heaven is now your primary reality. This is not motivation. This is revelation. Motivation is a temporary fuel for the ego that evaporates when the weather changes, but revelation is a permanent foundation for the spirit that holds firm when the earth shakes. I am not here to tell you that things might get better if you try harder. I am here to proclaim that the heavens have already decided that your season of lack is dead. The decree has been signed in the high courts of eternity, and the execution of your destiny is now mandatory. Your brain is being rewired in this very second to perceive the wealth and the health and the joy that were already surrounding you, but were hidden by the filters of your past pain. Those filters are melting away. The scales are falling. The truth is rising. If you can feel the heat of this truth vibrating in your chest right now, and if your spirit is shouting yes to every word, do not let this moment pass without a physical seal of your acceptance. This is the point where you move from hearing the message to becoming the message. Leave a comment right now with the code 777 and the word alignment to announce to the spiritual realm that you are ready to receive the fullness of these prophecies. This is your signature on the contract of your new life. Type it now with the authority of the chosen one you have become. Do not hesitate, because the frequency is peaking and the window is open.
Your future is calling your name, and it is no longer a whisper. It is a shout of victory. This is not motivation. This is your revelation. Claim it. Seal it. Walk in it. The Father is looking at you, and He is saying, "It is done." The pressure has reached its limit, and the vessel is ready to burst into light. This is your Kairos.
The opportune moment where the hands of the clock stop and the hand of the divine moves with absolute precision. You are standing at the absolute center of a celestial alignment that was calculated before the foundations of the world were laid. Every shadow is fleeing from your presence. Every chain is snapping under the weight of your calling. Every wall is crumbling because it can no longer contain the frequency of the glory you now carry. Listen to the resonance of the truth as it vibrates through your very marrow. Everything that was hidden is being revealed. Everything that was delayed is being released. Everything that was blocked is being removed. This is not a gradual change, but a sudden and violent eruption of your true identity into the physical realm. The filters of your past are melting away, and your eyes are finally seeing the world as it truly is. You are the sign. You are the wonder. You are the evidence of a higher intent manifested in human form. Heaven is shouting into the atmosphere of your soul, and the command is echoing through the high courts of eternity. Tell them everything. They are ready to witness the manifestation of the one who survived the fire and kept the faith. They are ready to see the leader who was forged in the secret places of the deepest pain and the longest nights. The period of preparation is finished, and the period of dominion has arrived. You are no longer waiting for permission because you have been given the crown by the Father Himself. The version of you that lived in fear is gone. The version that questioned the silence is dead. The version that doubted the calling has been consumed by the flame of this revelation. You are standing in the blinding clarity of your own manifestation, and the world is shifting to accommodate your presence. This is the point of no return. This is the moment where the story changes forever, and your name is written in the stars. Your old season is over. Your new life has begun. Before you step into the fullness of this new day, you must place a seal upon this transformation. Subscribe to this channel right now as a physical act of acceptance and a spiritual signature of your new rank in the kingdom of light. By doing this, you are announcing to the heavens and the earth that you have crossed the threshold and you will never go back to being ordinary. You are joining the assembly of the awakened who are being gathered for this exact hour. Your journey into the light is just beginning and the path is clear. Walk into your destiny. This is only the start. Chosen one, stay in this stillness for just one more moment. Do not move, and do not let the noise of the world rush back into the space we have created together. I want you to pay close attention to what is happening inside your physical body right now. Is your spirit burning with a heat you cannot explain? Do you feel a magnetic pull in the center of your chest, or a warmth that seems to be radiating from your heart toward your shoulders? Perhaps you feel a subtle vibration in your fingertips, or a sudden, profound peace that has silenced the constant chatter of your mind. Do not look away from these feelings. Do not try to rationalize them or dismiss them as a simple reaction to words. This is not just a psychological response. This is your somatic anchoring. This is your nervous system reacting to the frequency of the truth that has finally reached its destination. This is your confirmation. This is the seal of heaven upon your flesh. Your spirit has recognized its own origin, and it is vibrating in resonance with the message I have delivered to you. Heaven has waited through every year of your life, through every season of your preparation, to bring you to this exact second of physical and spiritual clarity. You are feeling the weight of your own hands and the rhythm of your own heartbeat because your body is finally coming into alignment with the divine intent that has always hovered just above your reach. You have felt this pull before in the middle of the night or in moments of deep solitude, but you lack the vocabulary to name it. Today, it has a name. It is called your awakening. I want you to hear this and let it sink into the deepest layers of your memory. You have lived with a narrative of lack and loss for so long that you began to believe it was your identity. But the Father is speaking through the silence right now, and He is rewriting your history. You were never forgotten in the shadows of the valley. You were never rejected by the light when you felt the coldest. You were never abandoned when you cried until you tasted your own tears and wondered if anyone was listening. You were never cast aside as a mistake or a failure. Every single moment that felt like a denial was actually a divine preservation. Every door that stayed shut was a wall built to protect you from a path that would have destroyed your calling. You were not being hidden because you were unworthy. You were being hidden because you were a treasure that was not yet ready to be spent. You were being positioned. You were being tempered in the secret place where the world could not see you. Like a seed in the dark earth, your growth was invisible, but it was essential. Your reticular activating system is now scrubbed clean of the static, and you are finally seeing the patterns of synchronicity that have been guiding you all along. The white raven has appeared. The great conjunction has aligned. The voices that spoke to the peasant girl in the field are the same voices whispering to your spirit today. You are no longer the person who was confused by the storm. You are the one who has mastered the winds. You are moving into a season of clarity, purpose, and an abundance that was orchestrated for you before the foundation of the world was laid. This is the reality of your life. This is the truth that was written for you before time began, before the first breath was drawn, and before the first star was named. You are not a coincidence. You are a calculation. You are a divine appointment manifesting in the physical realm. This peace you feel right now is the permanent foundation of your new existence. It is the steady ground upon which you will build the empire of your destiny. You have passed through the fire, and you have emerged as pure gold. Now, as you stand in the warmth of this confirmation, remember that you are part of a greater assembly. There are others like you who are still wandering in the dark, still feeling the heat in their chests without understanding the source. Do not keep this light to yourself. Share this video right now with someone you know is also a chosen one, someone who has been fighting the same hidden battles. When you share this, you are not just sending a link. You are extending the reach of heaven and helping another spirit find its way home. Your act of sharing is a declaration that you have moved from being a seeker to being a light bearer. This is only the beginning of what is about to be revealed. The next chapter is already unfolding, and you must be ready for the instructions that are coming next. Before you go anywhere chosen, one pause right now. Do not let the momentum of this revelation dissipate into the noise of your daily routine. This is the moment where you must anchor your spirit to the breakthrough you have just received. I want you to leave a permanent signature in the digital and spiritual realms right now. Go to the comments and type the words, "I am ready for what God is revealing." This is not just a comment. It is your declaration of faith. It is your announcement to the heavens that you are standing in your new authority. Like this video immediately so that the message of the divine can override the algorithm and reach the other chosen ones who are still wandering in the dark. Subscribe to this channel right now because heaven has not finished speaking to you, and your seat at this table is reserved for the messages that are coming next. But there is one more thing the Father is placing on my heart for you to do, to keep this ministry strong and to ensure that the light of Christ reaches the corners of the world where hope has faded. I am inviting you to sow a small seed of love. There is a link in the description or the pinned comment where you can support this work by buying a coffee. This is not a transaction. It is a spiritual contribution to the spreading of the word and the maintenance of this sacred space. When you sow this seed, you are helping to fuel the movement of the chosen and ensuring that the revelation continues to flow to those who need it most. Your support allows us to keep the fire burning and the voices of the divine loud and clear. Thank you, beloved, for your heart and for your presence in this divine appointment. You have crossed the threshold today, and you are no longer the person who started watching this video. You are the one who is awakened. You are the one who is ready. You are the one who has been chosen to carry the glory of the new season. Go now, in the peace that surpasses all understanding, and know that the heavens are watching over your every step. This is only the beginning.